Hello everybody, welcome back to the SES Arcade. It is the end of June episode of Rebuilding the Game Wall, my recent video game pickup show. And, well, we got quite a few things here from claim sales, eBay, and just simple purchases that I just had to get that you probably already know of. So with that being said, it's time to
get ready.
So we got a lot of things to go through today, and I want to get this out of the way because it is not cold down here. It is kind of hot, and this bandana is killing me. Probably haven't noticed the shelves have been rearranged, and behind me, that is because the video game wall has once again expanded. However, I'll save that for another episode. I won't talk about that today too much. Just know that it got a little bit bigger. And that's pretty much the limit of what I can add to these video game walls. But we got games to add to them, and we're going to talk about them today. First purchase I made, well, this isn't no chronological order, but biggest purchase I made was for AI, the Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative, the Collector's Edition. And I already did an unboxing for this one, so I don't have to talk about it too much here. All I have to say is that if you haven't played this series yet, then you are missing out on some of the best video game storytelling I've ever experienced in my life. Okay, so next, I got this one off Amazon. It was cheap and affordable, and I really missed out on playing this one. Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I actually have a top 10 video for my favorite Star Wars games on the back burner. I have it all filmed. I have most of the footage. However, I never got around to editing it. I was supposed to do it for May the 4th, and when I set myself deadlines, I never get to do them on time. So yeah, I definitely picked this up because I really wanted to play it. I know it's part of the canon now. And yeah, Jedi: The Fallen Order. So that's just it for Amazon. Let's move on to eBay. So I went kind of crazy this month when it came to eBay purchases, but this month upcoming, I'm definitely taking a chill pill. I know I said that last month, but you get my drift. So I picked up Medal of Honor Airborne for the Xbox 360. Very cheap to get, pretty affordable, and this was one of the last good Medal of Honor games that were released before they started doing the whole Modern Warfare thing. And it's funny looking back on this now because back in the days, we were so tired of World War II shooters that we wanted modern era shooters. And then we just started getting those and getting those. It was saturated market for modern day shooters and Modern Warfare, no thanks to Call of Duty. So yeah, Medal of Honor Airborne, actually not bad. Not a bad game so far from what I've played. Alright, next up, remember in my last episode I talked about the Sly Cooper game that I found at the video game store in Wilkes-Barre, PA. Well, like I said, I ended up ordering Sly 2 and Sly 3. Complete in their box and in their cases. Black labels and all. These are great to actually own. Regardless, I'm playing through these through the HD collection anyways, so it's not really a big deal, but so far from what I've looked at the actual disc, they're in pristine shape. The previous owner from Canada took very good care of these two, so I'm really happy to finally have these and add them to the video game wall. And you're going to notice a little something here in today's video, a trend that I've been going through when it comes to collecting older titles. I'm trying to buy up all these older PlayStation mascot games. Jak 2 is another one that I picked up recently, and I never got around to playing the Jak and Daxter games. I never got around to playing the Ratchet and Clank games. I never really got around to playing the Sly Cooper games. So I'm trying to correct that. Now granted, like I said before, I have the HD trilogies for these on the PlayStation 3, but it's always nice to own the actual copy for the PlayStation 2. And this one came complete, of course, in its case and all. And this was one that was always intriguing to me as a kid. Well, not as a kid. I was a teenager at the point that this game came out. Because I saw how, colorful and cartoony the first game was. And then when marketing material came out for the second game, the tonal shift was like, wow, what the hell happened? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into these games at some point. When I'll get to them, I don't know, but I do plan to. Next up, I picked up Crash 2, Cortex Strikes Back. And another confession I have here. My only experience with the Crash Bandicoot series was from the demo disc of Crash Bandicoot 1, Crash Bandicoot. I played it a bit, we rented it once, until Crash 3 Warped. And I borrowed this one off my cousin back in the days and completely skipped over the second game, played Warped. Warped was amazing. I actually completed Warped and I really did enjoy Crash Bandicoot 3. Going back to correct my wrongs by getting Crash 2 was really nice because these have lenticular cover arts to them, and it's something I want to make a separate video on because they're just so beautifully done and very unique, and it's not something you really get anymore these days. But I wanted to make sure these were complete, and you'll see in the next pickup, same story there. So yeah, having played the Insane Trilogy a bit, I was like, these are fun, these are great remakes from, what I remember, but I never really played through the original releases, so I wanted to correct that. Next up, similar story, Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. Once again, with that lenticular cover, looking pretty nice. You can't really see it on this camera, but don't worry, I'll make a separate video for these kind of cover arts. Yeah, I played the original Spyro the Dragon. I borrowed that one from my cousins as well. I completed it, finished it, gave it back, really enjoyed it, never got around to getting the second game, never got around to playing the third game, and it wasn't until the Reignited trilogy that I was actually able to go back to these games and re-experience them, or experience them for the first time. But it just felt weird to me that I was playing a remake of a game that I should have played when I was younger. So I'm going back once again to correct that mistake. Primal Rage for the Sega Genesis. I saw this complete in its box for the price that I did, and I said, you know what? If I can get one more version of Primal Rage to cover in my eventual Primal Rage video, then I'm going to do it. That's what I did. I picked it up for the Sega Genesis. Now that I got a Sega Genesis with the RGB cable and everything, the RetroTink, I can get some good footage of this, and I know this version isn't the best looking version. It's probably one of the worst sounding ones. It's something to cover for the video. You'll see once I get that video up and running. But yeah, it's cool that I have it in its box, although I hate the cardboard boxes for the Sega Genesis games. Anyways, that out of the way, let's clear the slate here. Move some things around because we're going to talk about more claim sale purchases. Whoops. I forgot another eBay purchase that I made, and this was a hell of a deal for the price that I paid. Look at this. I have gotten Syphon Filter 2, complete black label, and Syphon Filter 3, complete. I played the original Syphon Filter back in the days, and I played a demo for Syphon Filter 2. However, I never got around to actually playing Part 2 and Part 3. Until now, I'm finally able to have these in my collection, and I think I pretty much at this point have every Syphon Filter game ever released. So I'm pretty happy to complete that collection. But the coolest part about that purchase was that it wasn't alone. It came with the actual strategy guide for Syphon Filter 3. Now, I don't really use strategy guides, however, it's always nice when you could get a strategy guide for a game this old, and it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of a help, right? And on to some claim sales. These were all claimed by, once again, keishaboysgames. You already know, follow him on Instagram if you want some good deals on some great games and older classics. Me, I just can't help myself when it comes to this guy. Whenever he posts claims, there's always something that I want in those claims. So with that, let's get with it because we got quite a few here, quite a lot actually. And yeah, alright, so let's start. We got some 360 titles. Left 4 Dead 1 and Left 4 Dead 2. Interesting thing about this was that it was only the game disc for the first game. However, I had the extra case and the cover art already lying around, so I figured I'd complete it. Did the same thing with Left 4 Dead 2, even though this one came with the case and manual. It's awesome to finally have the Left 4 Dead series once again in my collection. However, I don't have Xbox Live Gold anymore, so there's really no way I can get any enjoyment out of these two. I don't remember if they had a single player campaign to them. I don't remember whatsoever. However, it's nice to actually have them again. Next up, another 360 title, this time for Condemned Criminal Origins. Xbox 360 launch title that I borrowed from my brother-in-law at the time, and I played through it. I really, really like this game, and definitely worth checking out if you're into that type of detective work. And it's great. I love it. I had the second one all this time, and I never really owned the first ones. Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, and Gears of War 3. This one was my favorite of the three. Great memories playing these games online, more so the first game and the third one. We have a PS3 game, Killzone 2. Popped up on a claim sale, very affordable, very cheap, and I got it. I've completed the Killzone trilogy. Now I have all the Killzone games. No, I don't actually have all the Killzone games. I'm missing one on the PSP, because I completely forgot another game that I won off a claim sale from somebody else. I kind of forgot who it was from, but it was for Killzone Mercenary on the PS Vita. This was one of the Vita games that I always wanted to own, but I never did, because I wasn't really into Killzone back in the days. The game was, it's not even in the case. It's in my Vita upstairs, okay? We're on to the last handful of games here. We got 4 left, and, well, let's get to the next. keishaboysgames had Jak 1 and Jak 3 up for claim, and I claimed them both. Both complete, black label and all, great looking discs, couldn't resist. And like I said, Jak series is a series that I always wanted to get into, so now that I finally have all 3 of them, I am going to play it through the HD trilogy, which I actually have 2 discs for some reason. Right, I bought one off a buy 2 get 1 sale from GameStop back in the days, and it only came with the game disc because of GameStop being stupid as they are. Next up, we have Crash Bandicoot 1. It's the greatest hits version. I know it looks ugly. I hate green labels or greatest hits or platinum hits versions of games. I tend not to collect them. I tend to go with the black labels, but in this case, the black label for Crash Bandicoot 1 is becoming increasingly difficult to get at a decent price, so I figured it was up for claim. I claimed it. This one hasn't aged well at all. And last but not least, in today's Rebuilding the Game Wall, we have Gex. Gex has become a meme at this point for a lot of people on the YouTube community with video game content creation, and I wanted to see why. I never actually played a Gex game before. It's a platformer, mascot platformer, up my alley, my kind of game. I never got around to playing it. Playing it now, it's, I don't know, it's just, I'm not feeling it. I don't know what it is. It's just so antiquated in its save system. You kind of have to beat the game in one sitting, and that's become increasingly difficult this day and age, especially for someone like me with the crazy schedule that he has. But that's it. That's it for today's Rebuilding the Game Wall episode. This was what, episode 13 at this point? Lots of games here, as you can see. A lot of great deals that I managed to get on these. However, if you thought this was big and the next one's going to be bigger, be forewarned, it's not. It's going to be a much more subdued episode. And yeah, I kind of went crazy this month. This month I have to take a chill pill. There's a lot of things I have to get for the house. And yeah, got to be responsible. Anyways, thanks for watching this episode once again. If you've experienced any of these games and have any fond memories of them, I'd be more than happy to interact with you in the comment section below. And if you like what you see here, thanks for watching once again. Like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anyways, thanks for watching everybody, and I'll see you all very soon.